Hey everybody, let's talk about tough choices and whether all choices really are as tough as people make them out to be. So this article is from April, it's from CNN, and it says fixing Social Security involves hard choices. So the Social Security Trust Fund is supposed to run out somewhere between 2030 and 2034. And the trust fund is used to make up the difference between what money is being collected now and what benefits are being paid out. And eventually benefits are going to have to be reduced because we won't have a trust fund to use to supplement those benefits. So when that trust fund runs out, we will by definition have tough choices to make. We'll either have to cut benefits because we won't have the money to pay out anymore, or we have to raise the taxes and increase the revenue that we are generating in order to pay out these benefits. These are definitely choices, but are they really that tough if we look at them objectively? I mean, we have a system that pays out trillions of dollars a year to millions of beneficiaries to allow them to not eat cat food in their golden years. And they get that because 90% of them, probably more than 90%, probably 99% of them paid into this fund for years, paying for previous retirees and building the trust fund that we're now spending. If we cut this system, millions of people are going to be scrambling, trying to find ways to make up this shortfall that they have based their lives on. And by the way, the money isn't ridiculously lucrative. Like this is like $2,700 a month or something like that. It's not a shitload of money. Alternatively, we can raise the tax because right now this tax only applies to the first $160,000 of wages earned. For most of us, this means all of our wages are subject to this tax because we don't come anywhere close to $160,000 a year. But for that not insignificant chunk that make millions of dollars a year or make just more than $160,000 a year, having that cap means that they get a lot more money in their pocket and they get to stop contributing to Social Security for their parents and grandparents and anybody else that is actually on the system and receiving those benefits. And while the size of the group that doesn't have all their wages subject to Social Security taxes is not insignificant, you know what? It's a hell of a lot smaller than that group that does have all their wages subject to Social Security tax. So get rid of the damn cap. Look, we got to stop feeding into this GOP narrative that somehow this is some sort of tough choice and they're just trying to do the responsible thing. Horse shit, they are not. If you look at the consequences of it, if we don't raise the cap, we're going to have seniors that are eating cat food in their golden years after paying into a system for 40 years. Because God forbid we have to increase the cap so that everybody that earns wages has all of those wages subject to Social Security, just like most of us do. And for anybody under 40 that's wondering why this matters to you because you're never going to see Social Security, much like I used to think, look, I get it. We have to save for our own retirement with our own dollars that we have too few of to begin with. But imagine how much harder it's going to be when Social Security collapses on itself and we're going to be expected to pick up the difference for mom, dad, and grandma and grandpa. So yes, we do have choices. They're just not that tough unless you're beholden to multinationals and billionaires.